Chris Mullin resisting coaching the Sacramento Kings. I'm Jim Basketball with the latest ESPN headlines alongside ESPN front office insider Amin Elhassan. This is a strange situation, Amin, in terms of Mike Malone getting ousted despite the fact that they were off to a good start, lost their best player, and yet he gets pushed out. Ty Corbin, interim coach, they're talking to Mullin about his interest level as a coach of this team. Could you understand Mullin's perspective in a sense in terms of saying, hold off a second here?
Jim, I don't know if you have some tongs over there because I'm about to give you a hot take. I absolutely understand Chris Mullin saying not so fast because when you look at what Mike Malone just got fired for, being 2 games under 500, despite missing DeMarcus Cousins for 9 games, this team playing better than it's played in the last 5 years, definitely as long as Vivek has owned that team, Vivek Ranadive, the owner of that team. He was pushed out because he did not espouse some of the more eccentric ideas, the ownership.
Unconventional, if you will.
Unconventional. And if you're Chris Mullin, what makes you think that you would be immune from the same kind of pressures?
Absolutely. So now, when you have a situation with Ty Corbin, and Mullin, by the way, is an advisor for this organization. You have Ty Corbin and you have a great coach like George Karl or even Vinny Del Negro, whose names have been mentioned as possible replacements here. How do you suppose that trio takes or warms to the possibility of this position if, in fact, that's the case with the owner kind of hovering over things?
Well, if you're Ty Corbin, you know, it's in your lap now. You don't have any choice.
True.
Especially, he left Utah probably on a sour note. This is his chance to rehabilitate his image as a head coaching candidate.
If not here, for at least somewhere else, right?
Exactly. If you're George Karl, I don't know.
I don't know how that would fit.
I say, George Karl, you're a friend of mine. Why would you deal with that stuff? I mean, it's just madness. He's too good of a coach to have to deal with an owner having those kind of crazy ideas. Vinny Del Negro, more in the Ty Corbin role. He's had a lot of success in this league in Chicago with the Clippers, but still he's a guy who needs to continue to build his resume for future jobs.
Chris Mullin, as we speak, still resistant of being a coach. He is an advisor for the Kings, and I guess he hopes it stays that way. You can read more about this story right here on ESPN.com. For Amin Elhassan, I'm Jim Basketball.